As per Gujarat University, this is the lecture of BCom Semester 5 Marketing Management in Practice. The subject code is CC302. There are mainly 4 units are there in your subject. Each and every unit have equal ratio of marks. It means if your total marks is 100, then each and every unit has complies or consists 25 marks. Now I explain the whole syllabus of this subject. There are mainly 4 units are there. First unit is service marketing and consumer relationship management. Second unit is retailing in India. Third unit is rural marketing in India. And fourth unit is case studies in marketing. Now, in this lecture, I explain the first unit, that is the service marketing and customer relationship management. In first unit, now I explain the main points of it. There are in this unit you have to explain first of all characteristics of service marketing in Indian context, meaning and task and benefits of consumer relationship management. Then after third point is loyalty program and relationship marketing and consumer relationship management related points. Then fourth point is designing and operating of a consumer relationship management program. Then after fifth point is components of a consumer relationship management program. Then after significance of consumer or customer selection and order selection. Then after seventh point is measuring customer satisfaction. Now we will explain one by one points. The first point is service marketing. What is service marketing and explain the characteristics of marketing. Service marketing is important questions which are asking in your questions. Nowadays, one of the chief trends in our modern economy in the past 2 decades has been dramatically growth of services. In many countries, more people are employed in services than in other sectors of the economy put together. One of the analysis suggests that public and private sector services in the country they accounts for between 60 to 70% of national output. It means service sector gives more output compared to manufacturing units or manufacturing sectors and agriculture sectors. Service job includes not only those in service industry but hotels, airlines, banks, telecommunications and others. But also service job in product-based industries such as corporate lawyers, medical staff and sales trainers. Consumer services, or you can say service marketing, are marketed to individuals and households, while industrial services are those offered to business and other organizations. The increase in demand for consumer and industrial services has been attributed to a number of factors. Service industries vary greatly. It means service industries nowadays changes very rapidly. In most countries, the government sector offers services, for example, legal, employment, healthcare, military, police, fire and postal services, education and regulatory agencies. The private non-profit sector offers services such as museums, charities, churches, colleges, foundations, and hospitals. A large part of service sector includes profit-oriented service suppliers like airlines, banks, hotels, insurance companies, consulting firms, medical and law practices, entertainment practices, advertising and research agencies, and retailers, etc. As a whole, selling services presents some special problems calling for special marketing solutions. Let us now explain the nature and special characteristics of service marketing. First, First of all, we define the services. What is services? Service is an activity or benefit that one party when offered to another, which is essentially intangible and does not result in the ownership of anything. Activities such as renting a hotel room, depositing money in bank, traveling on a aeroplane, visiting a doctor, getting a haircut, having a car repaired, watching a professional sport, seeing a movie, having clothes cleaned at a dry cleaner, and getting advice from a solicitor all involve buying a service. It is not that, however, that many manufacturers also supply a range of services alongside their products, such as distribution of delivery, equipment repair and maintenance, training program, technical consultation, and advice. Further, many services providers also supply physical products also with their basic services. For example, airline offers food, drinks, and newspaper as a part of their transportation services. As such, there is rarely such a thing as a pure service or pure good. In trying to distinguish between goods and services, it may be more appropriate to consider the notion of a goods syndicate continuum with offering ranging from tangible dominant to intangible dominant. Now we explain the types of services. There are many types of service organization. We can distinguish them in number of ways. One distinction is the nature of ownership, that is whether they are private sector organization or public sector organization. Another type of market consumer or industrial consumer related service marketing. Now we explain the service characteristics. A company must consider 5 main service characteristics when designing marketing program. First characteristic is intangibility. It means service intangibility means that standards cannot be readily displayed, so they cannot be seen, tested, felt, heard, or seen land before they are bought. A buyer can examine in detail before purchase the color, features, and performance of an audio hi-fi system that he or she wishes to buy. Because service offering lack tangible characteristics that the buyer can evaluate before purchase, uncertainty is increased. To reduce uncertainty, buyer look for signal of service quality. Second characteristic is inseparability. Physical goods are produced, then service inseparability. It means a major characteristics of service. They are produced and consumed at the same time and cannot be separated from their providers, whether the providers are people or machine. If a person provides the service, then the person is a part of the service. A rock concert is an example. Because the consumer is also present at the service is produced, provider customer interaction is a special feature of service marketing. Both the provider and client affect the service outcome. How a legal advisor related to his client, for example, influences the client's judgment of the overall service delivered. A second feature of inseparability of services is that other customers are also present or involved. The concert audience, students in the class, other passengers in the train, customers in a restaurant, all are present while an individual consumer is consuming the service. Their behavior can also determine the satisfaction that the service delivered to the individual consumer or customers. Because of the simultaneity of service production and consumption, service providers face particular difficulty when demand rises. Now, third characteristic is variability. Service variability, a major characteristic of service. Their quality may vary greatly depending on who provides them and when, where, and how. As services involve people in production and consumption, there is considerable potential for variability. Service variability as such as service quality is difficult to control. For example, some hotels have reputation for providing better service than others. Within a given hotel, one registration desk employee may be cheerful and efficient, whereas another standing just a few meters away may be unpleasant and slow. Even the quality of a single employee service varies according to his or her energy and frame of mind at the time of each customer contact. Then after another characteristics is perishability. Service perishability means that services cannot be stored for later sale or use. In some countries, dentists and general practitioners charge patients for missed appointments because the service value exists only at that point and disappeared when the patient did not show up. The perishability of services is not a problem when demand is steady. However, when the demand fluctuates, service firms often have difficult problems. Service firms use several strategies for producing a better match between demand and supply. Service firm can use several strategies for producing a better match between demand and supply. Then after another characteristics or last characteristics of service marketing is lack of ownership. When a customers buy physical goods such as car and computers, they have personal access to the product for an unlimited time. They actually own the product. They can even sell it when they no longer wish to own it. In contrast with service marketing or service product, it is lack that quality of ownership. The service consumer often has access to the service for limited time. And for an example, an insurance policy is your only when you have paid the premium and continue to renew it. So these are all the characteristics of service marketing. Now the second part or second point of this unit is customer relationship management. It means what is the meaning of customer relationship management, loyalty program of it, designing it, component, significance of it. That is the main important points of this unit. First we explain The consumer value and satisfaction, which is related to customer relationship management. More than 35 years ago, Peter Drucker observed that a company's first task is to create consumer. However, creating consumer can be difficult task. Today's customer face a very array of product and brand choices, prices and suppliers. The company must answer a key question. How do consumers make their choices? The answer is that customers choose the marketing offer that gives them the most value. Consumers are valuable maximizer within the bound of search cost and limited knowledge, mobility and income. We will now examine the whole concept of consumer or customer related value and customer satisfaction more carefully. First of all, we define the customer value. Customers buy from the firm that they believe offers the highest customer delivered value. The difference between total customer value and total customer cost is cause of a marketing offer called profit to the customer. Now, what is customer satisfaction? Customers form judgments about the value of marketing offers and make their buying decisions based upon these judgments. Customer satisfaction with a purchase depends upon the producer's or product's performance relative to buyers' expectations. So, consumer value and satisfaction are important ingredients in marketers' formula for success. But what does it take to produce and deliver customer value? To answer this, we examine the concept of a value chain and value delivery system. The value chain breaks the firm into 9 value creating activity in an effort to understand the behavior of costs in the specific business and potential sources of competitive differentiation. The 9 value creating activities include 5 primary activities and 4 support activities. The primary activity involves sequence of bringing materials into the business, inbound logistics, operating on them, that is operations, sending them out, that is outbound logistics, then after marketing them, that is marketing and sales, and fifth is servicing them, or you can say service. For a long time, firms have focused on a product as the primary means of adding value, but customer satisfaction also depends upon other stages of the value chain. The support activity occurs with each of these primary activities. For example, procurement involves obtaining the various inputs for each primary activity. Technology. Only a fraction of procurement is done by the purchasing department. Technological development and human resource management also occur in all departments. Consumer value delivery system is the system made up of the value chains of the company and its suppliers, distributors, made ultimately customers who work together to deliver the customers. Now, relationship marketing. What is consumer relationship marketing? Consumer relationship marketing involves creating, maintaining, and enhancing strong relationship with customers and other stakeholders. Increasingly, marketing is moving away from a focus on individual transactions and toward a focus on building value based relationships and marketing networks. Relationship marketing is oriented more toward the long term. The goal is to deliver long term value to customers, and measure of success is long term consumer satisfaction. Relationship marketing requires that all the company's departments work together with the marketing as a team to serve the customers. It involves building relationships at many levels like economical level, social level, technical and legal level, resulting in high customer loyalty. We can distinguish 5 different levels of relationship that can be found with customers who have purchased a company's product such as a car or a piece of equipment. First is basic. The company salesperson sells the product but does not follow up in any way. Second is reactive. Reactive means the salesperson sells the product and encourages the customer to call whenever he or she has any questions or problems. Third is accountable. The salesperson phones the customers a short time after the sales to check whether the product is meeting the customer expectation or not. Then after fourth is proactive. The salesperson or others in a company call, or you can say tell the customer from time to time with suggestions about improved product use or helpful new products or not. And last and fifth point is partnership. The company works continuously with the customer and with other customers to discover where to deliver better value. Now, relationship level as a function of profit margin and number of customers may affect the profit of the company. Now the question is when to use relationship marketing. Actually, in service marketing, the relationship marketing is not effective in all situations. That means in all type of business model, you cannot use the relationship marketing. Transaction marketing, which focus on one sales transaction at a time, is more appropriate than relationship marketing for customers that have short-term horizon and can switch from one supplier to another with little effort or investment. This situation often occurs in commodity markets such as steel, where various suppliers offer largely undifferentiated products. A customer buying steel can buy from any other service service supplier and choose the one offering the best term on a purchase by purchase basis. The fact that one steel supplier works at developing a longer term relationship with a buyer does not automatically earn it the next sale. Its price and other terms still have to be competitive. In contrast with that, relationship marketing can pay off handsomely with customers that have long-time horizons and high switching costs, such as buyers of office automation system. In In this situation, in supplier and out supplier face very different channels. The in supplier tries to make switching difficult for the customer. It develops product systems that are incompatible with those of competing supplier and install its own ordering system that simply inventory management and delivery. It works to become the customer's inseparable partners. Joy? રહેવા દ્યો. So at last, today's customer, the summary of this chapter suggests that today's customer face a growing range of choices in the products and services that they can buy. They base their choices on their perceptions of quality, value, and service. Companies need to understand the determinants of customer value and satisfaction. Customer delivered value is the difference between total customer value and total customer cost. Customers will normally choose the offer that maximizes their delivered value. Customer satisfaction is the outcome felt by buyers who have experienced a company performance that has fulfilled expectations. Customers are satisfied when their expectations are met and delighted when their expectations are exceeds. It means satisfied customers remain loyal longer, buy more, are less price sensitive, and talk favorably about the company. To create customer satisfaction, companies must manage their own value chains and entire value delivery system in customer-oriented way. The company's goal is not only to get customers, but even more importantly, to retain customers also. Customer relationship marketing provides the key to retaining customers and involves building financial and social benefits as well as structural strategies to customers. Companies must decide the level at which they want to build relationships with different market segments and individual customers, from such level as basic, reactive, accountable, and proactive to full partnership, as I already explained these 5 points in earlier of this lecture. Which is best depends on a customer's lifetime value reactive to the costs required to attract and retain that customers. Now, the total quality management has become a leading approach to providing customer satisfaction and company profitability. Companies must understand how their customers perceive quality and how much quality they expect. Companies must then do a better job for meeting consumer quality expectations than their competitors do. Delivering quality requires total management and employee commitment as well as measurement and reward systems. Marketers play an essential critical role in their company's drive towards higher quality. So, these are the main points which I explained in Unit 1. I suggest one reference book for further reading, that is, please note the name of that book is Marketing Management Global Perspective in Indian Context by V.S. Ramaswamy and S. Namakumari. The publication is Macmillan. For Unit 1, another reference book is Marketing Management by Philip Kotler and Other Service Marketing Topic Related. is also found in this book. Thank you.